Hi beauty babes and welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing the makeup tag that is going round at the moment, which is the eyeshadow tag along, which has become very popular. It's all been started by Samantha March on YouTube, and I've seen so much of it on Instagram and it's on TikTok and there's YouTubers doing it, and I thought, right, okay, I'm gonna do this as well, because I don't ever do these tag-alongs. I never do. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna give this a go. I'm gonna do this. Why not? Why not indeed? So, okay, the whole thing is that you've got these questions that you need to answer with your eyeshadow palettes. So like, your oldest, your newest, your cheapest, your most expensive, your favourite, one that you don't use much, etc, etc. So I thought, gee whiz, I really need to do this. So let's get into the video. Okay, so my first palette is going to be my newest palette. Now, because of the sale that was on just before we went into lockdown, I treated myself, even though I was on a no buy. I'm really sorry. I feel such a bad role model. I really do feel such a bad role model. This came up on off. It's been up and off for several times since as well. This is the Jeffree Star and Morphe collaboration, and this is my newest palette. And look at her. She's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. She's really pretty. This glitter here. Whoa! This glitter here is. Whoa! Whoa! Look at that. Look at that pressed glitter. She's beautiful. So yeah, she's my newest purchase, and I feel really bad because I'm on a no buy, but yeah, I was starting to get a little bit depressed hearing all the bad news and everything, and it was like, what's the thing that cheers me up more than anything? Buying makeup. So yeah, sorry beauty babes, I let you down. I know, I let you down. I'm terrible. I am really bad. So right, that is my newest palette. So obviously, because you've had your newest palette, you need to then go on to your oldest palette. Now, many of you that watch me, that have watched me for years, know that I got into YouTube reviewing a specific brand, and all my videos were of this specific brand. So my oldest palettes that I had, I no longer have because I got rid of them. Oops. I got rid of them, gave them away, sold them, binned them, and yeah, they were all drugstore. But whilst I was in love with this brand, I ventured out into buying something that I had never bought before, and this isn't drugstore, this is an indie brand, although it's actually private label. This is the oldest palette that I've got. This is from Lovable Lashes. Those of you who don't know, that is Tammy Clark. Tammy Clark of, yeah, she does work and stuff for this said brand. This was her palette that she had, or one of her palettes she had out when she was on her own, when she first got into makeup and she was doing her YouTube channel and everything. And so yeah, this is the palette that I've had in my collection the longest, that I haven't binned. I love this. It says 35N on the back, and I believe it is a dupe for the Morphe 35N. I cannot remember what the N stand for. Neutrals, I think. Is it neutral? No, it can't be neutrals. No, it can't be neutrals. But anyway, this is lovely. The quality of this is really nice. This is what actually got me into buying Morphe palettes, because the quality was just like, wow. I had never ever had anything as good as this. Well, apart from the back in the days when I used to have Estee Lauder and Clinique and stuff like that years and years ago. But even now, I look back at those and they're nowhere near as good as what products are today. But this just sung to me. It is lovely, and it is definitely a colour story that would resonate with people still today. So there's lots of neutrals in there, lots of shimmers in there, lots of mattes. I mean, it's predominantly shimmer. There is obviously mattes in there for you know, to do transition colours, etc. Yeah, it's still workable. It is still workable. It's probably about 3 years old. But I really like this. Really like this. This isn't the only one I've got of hers, by the way, but this is the one that I've had the longest. So that's the newest and the oldest. So let's have a look and see what the next one is. Most expensive. Yeah, well, we know what the most expensive one is. Yes, I have used it in a video. So let me show you. My most expensive palette is this one. It's the Norvina and it's collection number 2. And thankfully, I didn't buy this at full price. Or should I say, it was actually a present. But, yeah, I got it when it was on offer. But 68 quid. Yeah, so that's my most expensive palette. It's gorgeous. It is really, really beautiful. I mean, the shimmers in this are delightful. Absolutely delightful. I mean, like, you've got these, like, duochrome colours which just, they just look so pretty on the eye. They really do. They're just so pretty and understated. Just pretty. I really love this palette. Would I spend that amount of money on this full price? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, I mean, obviously there are a lot more expensive ones out there like Natasha Denona and also Pat McGrath Labs. Yeah, you get the drift. You get the drift. So that's kind of mid-range, isn't it, these days, when you think that 125 quid is it for Pat McGrath palette of 12 or 8 shadows? It's a lot of money, isn't it? It's a lot of money. You know, God, £125. Deposit for a holiday. So we go over to my cheapest palette now. Sorry, didn't mean to spit everywhere. My cheapest palette, which I've got several of these, but I just grabbed hold of one. It's a Beauty Glaze palette, and this cost me like £1.50 off of AliExpress. This one's in Jupiter, and yes, I know, it's a dupe. It's a dupe, and I didn't buy it for a dupe. I bought it because I like the colours, and it's obviously a dupe for Huda. Her Ruby Obsessions, I think, or something like that. Yeah, I mean, it's alright. It's like, it's nice. I mean, for £1.50 or whatever it is that I pay for that, it's nice. You know, I mean, would I pay more than that? I don't know, but that's irrelevant, isn't it? That's irrelevant. So that's my most expensive, and that is my cheapest. Next questions. Show your everyday palette. Okay, my everyday palette has to be this one. And there's going to be no surprise. This is Lois Cosmetics Rose Metal. And this is the palette that I use every day. When I'm not filming a video, this is the one that I'm wearing. It's just gorgeous. Lois is an indie brand. She launched back in March, just before the lockdown. These are just absolutely gorgeous. They're divine. I'll just show you Evelyn. This is Evelyn here. Oh, just insane. Absolutely insane. If you haven't heard of her, if you haven't heard of this brand, I will leave a link down below so that you can obviously go and have a look. Also, go and have a look on her on Instagram. She's a makeup artist. She's a professional makeup artist. She knows what she's talking about, and she has done such an amazing job with this. So that's the palette that I wear every single day without fail when I'm wearing just at home. You know, when I'm just wearing makeup, this is what I use. Love it. Really love it. It's like... So, with that, your everyday palette, your most colourful palette. Okay, now I could have gone with her other palette, which has gone rogue, but that's not the most colourful palette that I've got. The most colourful palette that I've got is another indie brand, which, again, it's going to be no surprise to people, me showing this. This is September Rose and this is the Slush palette. Now that is extremely colourful. As you can see, it's mega colourful. So you've got like a whole rainbow spectrum in there and in between. Now the Gone Rogue has got some beautiful rainbow colours in, and it's also got glitter in it as well. It's gorgeous. But I thought this actually, it's got more colours. There's no competition between the two of them. It isn't like, oh, which one's my favourite. It's a case of that these have got more colours in. But this is absolutely beautiful. I mean, that purple. And then you've also got that turquoise. Just absolutely incredible. And then we've also got the orange. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So yeah, that is mega colourful. Just really beautiful. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Although this could be classed as cheating, I don't cheat. I don't do anything like that. I'm actually going to show you the Gone Rogue palette as well. Oh, do you know, now then when I look at that, I think, oh God, that is mega colourful. Yeah, they're both, oh yeah, they're both beautiful. They're both absolutely gorgeous. So there you go. That's the most colourful and that's the most neutral. Then we have the smallest palette. Okay, well the smallest palette has got to be, if I can find it, there's this little tiny palette that I've got here, and this is called Forgive Me Susie, I swear. Now this I got in a glossy box, or a birch box I think it was actually, but it's tiny. It's tiny. I used to have the little tiny sleek mini ones, but I gave them away. These remind me of the Natasha Denona ones that are on sale, the little tiny mini ones. Although obviously they're going to be a lot more money, but yeah. So that's my little tiny one. Can't tell you how much it cost because it was in a birch box. So yeah. So now we're going to go to my biggest palette. So my biggest palette is a Morphe palette. There's no surprises there. And the reason I picked this one up is because I still haven't done a video on this. And because I haven't done a video on it, I haven't used it. So let me just show you what she looks like. She's massive, look. Absolutely massive. Yeah, she's huge. She's huge. I mean, look at the size of my head in comparison. Yeah, haven't used her, so I am looking forward to doing a video. But she, yeah, that is. I don't usually like big ones. Any female normally say that? Yeah, I don't normally like big ones because I find them a bit overwhelming, and it's like, where do I go next? Where do I go next? But yeah, it was Morphe. I just, you know, it's Morphe, baby. Love my Morphe. Although I will say, controversy at the moment of them being a bit shady. I'm not sure I'm going to be buying so much from them anymore. But there you go. So that's the biggest and that's the smallest. What have we got next? The palette with the best memory. Now this is quite hard to do because there was quite a few palettes that have got special memories. I mean, like, pardon? What's my printer doing? I do apologise. The Lois Cosmetics one, because Lois, I've known Lois a long time, and she is a very good friend. Although, can I just say, that is no bias whatsoever. I'm not a biased person, and when I done the reviews of her palette, she was like, look, just be as blunt as you want. You know, if you don't like them, just say you don't like them, etc, etc. And that love I have for these palettes are completely and utterly genuine. I've never come across a palette that I want to use all the time like I have with Rose Metal. I completely lost my thread now. Yeah, so with memories, it's really, really hard. And then there was Modern Renaissance, that was my first real big buy. But I bought it when I was in America, so it's got a good memory. But it wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't memorable enough. Then there was the ABH Alyssa Edwards palette, which I desperately wanted. And I was going to buy it when we were in America, just gone. And I actually messaged Alyssa Edwards and I was like, oh, I really want to buy your palette, blah, 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 blah. I'm travelling over to America soon. And she actually messaged me back and was like, I hope you are going to love it. Safe travels. Let me know what you think. And like, Alyssa Edwards actually messaged me back, and it was like her account. So that was really special. But in the end, I won a giveaway from another lady who is on YouTube who I absolutely adore. In fact, I won 2 giveaways of hers, which I'm a lucky girl. And that's Anwin. Anwinator, if any of you have never heard of her. And I actually won a giveaway, and it was a little Alphos makeup palette. And Scorpio Makeup is a Learning, and this is like a book, and I really like this. And I just, every time I look at this, I see Anwin, and I just like the colours. And this particular colour here is just incredible. It's just magic. It's just magic. And it's like every time I see this, I think of fairies and pixies, and yeah, it's lovely. So this is a palette that holds beautiful memories for me, because it's Anwin. Anwin has become a friend. I've sent her some bits. As I say, I've won this and a You Can Be palette, I think, ages and ages ago. But this is the one that really does hold special memories for me. It's just, it's lovely. It's lovely. So, and then the next one is Show a Palette Worth the Hype. Okay, now, as far as I'm concerned, this is probably going to surprise some people, but I think the palette that is worth the hype was the Jaclyn Hill newest palette. This is just, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And it was just so hyped up. And I was going to be like, I bet it's nowhere near as good as what everybody's making out. Do you know what? I don't really need it, do I? Everybody was going about it and saying about how fantastic it was, and in the end I succumbed. And I'm glad I did, because this is every inch worth the hype. Just absolutely incredible. I'm just going to try and see if I can get into this here. This is like a pressed glitter. It's beautiful. This red, I mean, just look at that. Just look at that. You just, wow. Absolutely wow. So yeah, this is to me probably the most hyped up palette, and it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth the reputation. It's just, look at that. It's just beautiful. Okay, so by default, if that's going to be the most hyped up, the next one we're going to need is the... Let me just get back into this. Show a palette not worth the hype. I'm really sorry to do this. I'm really sorry to do this. But I think the one that wasn't worth the hype was the Mini Controversy by Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. I'm sorry. I was so underwhelmed with this, although I am actually wearing this today. which I actually quite like the look that I've got, although I will say, look, I've dropped already. Quite like this look. I was so underwhelmed with this because I was like, what do I do with like this pale blue? And then there's a pale pink as well that like, I was just like, I don't normally buy into hype, and I've got to say that this was so hyped up. I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed. So I'm really sorry. I'm sorry, Shane. I'm sorry, Jeffrey. Because I know I love my Jeffree Star stuff. Because I've got Blue Blood and I've also got the little Jawbreaker palette. And I think they are lovely. But I'm just very underwhelmed. So, very underwhelmed indeed. Yeah, okay. So the next one is show a palette from your favourite brand. Well, you've already seen this one tonight. But my favourite brand has got to be Lois. Okay, so yeah, Lois. I absolutely love Lois. My other favourite brand is BH Cosmetics, and I'm going to show you this one because I've had this one for a couple of years, and this is one that was bought for me by my friend Lee, and this is Carly Bible with BH Cosmetics. I love BH Cosmetics. BH Cosmetics are my favourite drugstore brand, and I call them drugstore loosely because they are a little bit more expensive than what you can go and buy in Superdrug, or some of the stuff that you can buy in Superdrug. Look at that colour, just look at that colour. It is available in Boot. It is classed as drugstore. I love BH Cosmetics. BH Cosmetics is just such a good brand, and they are so underrated. They don't get enough love as far as I'm concerned, and they should, because their stuff is blooming brilliant, absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, I really love it. So yeah, I absolutely love BH Cosmetics. So there you go. And then lastly, it says show your most used palette. Now, I'll pick this one up because this is, could be able to see how used this is now. This is Folklore Sweet as Honey. I just what I've just look. I've actually hit pan on a couple of these already. This is like my most used palette ever. Back when I first got this, I mean, like, I've even got Broken Glass, look, Whereas Come On Holiday With Me. This just got used and used and used and used and used because it is so good. The mattes in this are terrific. Just, yeah, they are just very, very good. And the colour story really sung to me. And yeah, so that's my most used palette. So there we go. That is the end of the tag. So yeah, why don't you do a video? If you do videos, why don't you do a video on the eyeshadow palette tag? And yeah, link it down below and I'll go and give it a watch, and hopefully lots of other people will too. Yeah, if you'd like me to do any more of these tag videos, let me know which ones you'd like to do down below. Always comment, and always, you know, say hi, because I always try and say hi back. Yeah, come and say hello. So anyway, with that, I'm now off. I've got a load of palettes I need to go and put away. So yeah, I'll see you later, beauty babes. See you later. Bye. Bye.